Violence in Memphis is something many say they are tired of. So hundreds lined up downtown Saturday battling the images of violence.
Black men particularly, we've filled the prison houses at a rate more than any other race. So we have to learn to keep God's laws so that we can unite as a people again and take responsibility for our families and our lives.
It was about changing the mindsets of not just the younger generation to just do the right thing, but more so about reaching everyone.
I think that was a great show of how we can get out there and express our viewpoints and express how we feel and make a peaceful protest.
While standing in a straight line and walking as one, they sent an unspoken message to those who may have been just watching from afar.
We can be in order. We're structured people.
Whether you witnessed it from up high, down low, or walking along, you saw the organized brotherhood that the men intended to express as a way to show that people must come together as one.
I've lived in Memphis all my life, and I think sometimes the violence is overshadows or it's a little exaggerated or overplayed. So when I see things like that, I think it's really good for the city.
Dina Spurrier and her family watched the march. She says people constantly ask her if she's scared to live in such a high-crime city. And she says no. She believes it's a great city filled with great people. But she does agree that the violence must come to an end.
Hopefully, more of those will help people to see that we are aware of it and that the community is out marching.
And Jessica, some people did disagree, saying that they don't think protests or marches would help stop the violence in the city, but they do believe that adding more resources in those higher crime areas would help.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Baha'u'llah Kodash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father's name, Yahushai being the only begotten Son's name, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and Rakah Kodash meaning Spirit Holy. Alright, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who grew well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the elect of Israel out there that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Alright. This video is going to be about the irony of that IUIC march against violence. Alright. Now first I'm going to start out with the word irony. Alright. And it's a noun, and it means the expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or emphatic effect. Alright, I'm gonna get the second definition because it's a better definition. A state of affairs or an event that seems deliberately contrary to what one expects and is often amusing as a result. Alright, so this is very ironic that they're marching against violence. A quote-unquote peaceful, or it was peaceful, alright, a peaceful protest against violence, alright, and it seems contrary to the purpose, because I'm gonna jump to the scriptures, because, you know, reading this definition, it dawned on me that the Most High is full of irony. Right, which means that he has a sense of humor, and he loves to he loves irony. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. All right. But yeah, basically irony, like for an example, it's like it's like a fire truck catching on fire, or a water park getting burned to the ground, or laughing when you cry because you're getting beat by a clown, you know, that kind of stuff. This is 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. You know, because I mean, that's like ironic as fuck. Like imagine Joel Osteen, you know, once Sunday saying how everybody's gonna be all right and prosperity is gonna come to him, and then he loses all of his followers. He winds up broke, robbed, murdered. That's hilarious, because it's contrary to what he just said. You know? I'm going to read that definition again. A state of affairs or an event that seems deliberately contrary to what one expects and is often amusing as a result. Right, because, you know, IUIC is trying to march against violence. And then the day after, there's what, like 60 deaths in Chicago, and we're creeping closer to World War III. The draft is coming back. That Antifa versus what was it called? The something prayers. But it's basically Democrats, extreme Democrats and extreme Republicans fighting in Portland. That's where it is, Portland. Actually, that was on the same day. So you can tell that marching isn't going to solve a goddamn thing. This other definition, it says a literary technique originally used in Greek tragedy. That's bullshit, because it's used in the scriptures, right? You know, a lot of movies and plays, any music, any art really is based off of the scriptures, because, you know, throughout scriptures, you know, like I remember learning in high school, you know, the different literary devices like irony, satire, let's see, what other ones? Alliteration, you know, all the rhyming schemes, because, you know, the book of Psalms is just a bunch of songs, you know, poems, because in the Hebrew it did rhyme, and it probably did have alliteration, starting with the same vowels and stuff. Yeah, man, the Most High is the best artist and storyteller. But anyways, by which the full significance of a character's words or actions are clear to the audience or reader, although unknown to the character. You know, because it's known to the author, that is, you know, these actions and how it's going to play out is clear to the author. And what the scriptures say, that he reveals his secrets to his servants. So we see this playing out. We see how it's going to play out. But you know, Nate doesn't see that, you know, sudden destruction is going to come upon him. You know, and that's dramatic irony. Because, you know, same thing with Judas. I mean, once he betrayed Yahushua, it's like, yeah, you're definitely going to die. Like, but Judas didn't know that at the time. He thought he was going to get that money and live nicely in Rome. You know, Nate thinks he's going to get that money and live nicely in America, but America's going to be destroyed along with Nate. Alright? Let's see, Deuteronomy 7:2. Alright, it says, and when the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, thy power, shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Alright, so this was a commandment given to the Israelites, who wicked ass Nate is claiming to be, when they're about to come into the heathen's land and take it over, you know, kill them, you know, violently. And it says utterly destroy them, smite them. And then it says make no covenant with them. We're not trying to reason with the heathens, alright, like Nate is trying to do, marching for some reason and hoping that everything will end up okay, that we can all get along in Babylon. No, the real Israelites, the elect, wants to see this place get burnt up. All right. But we know why Nate is doing this. This is Matthew 23:5. But all their works they do for to be seen of men. You know, that's why he ended up on the news. He was trying to reach a mass number, you know, so he can get more followers. Scriptures say, follow not a multitude to do wickedness. All right, because you know he's preaching a different Yahushua. He's teaching Christ. All right, he doesn't prophesy against Esau. All right, he doesn't go into the prophecies. He doesn't tell you that America is going to be destroyed. He doesn't tell you that the mark of the beast is that RFID chip. Just to name a few prophecies, you know. And ultimately that's because he's made a covenant with the heathen. All right, he took that 501c3 charter. They make broad their phylacteries and enlarge the borders of their garments, right? And that's what they do. They wear those purple garments with gold fringes to make them have that nice ass look. I'm not gonna lie, they look, you know, on point. But you know, they do that just to be a spectacle. You know, they love that they're attention whores. That's all they want, man. It's like it. My next precept, Matthew 10:34. All right, and it reads, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword." So why the hell are you trying to march against violence if Yahushua is going to come back with violence? All right, when he comes back, he's going to town on heathens and 2/3 of our people, man, slaying them utterly. You know, read Ezekiel 9:6. I mean, the Most High is a man of war. He's about that violence. I mean, it's because once you understand that what the Most High's will is, that it's His will to destroy America, it's His will to go to war with these heathen nations, to deliver the Israelites out of America, then it's like, okay, what do I need to do to escape that? You know, how can I get it on the Most High's good side instead of trying to change the prophecies? Because that's not His will. His will be done. You know, when you pray the Lord's Prayer, it says, "Your will be done." Not your own, trying to make it in America. That's going to come to naught. You know? I'm going to look up the word ironic because I think it had a little bit different definition. Yeah, happening in the opposite way to what is expected, and typically causing a wry amusement because of this, and a wry amusement, which is like a here, I'll just look up that word wry real quick. Wry means using or expressing dry, especially mocking humor, twisted into an expression of disgust, disappointment, or annoyance. Yeah, because it's like annoying that it's like obvious when you see the irony in it, but it's like amusing. It's like you know, those ironic scenes in horror films. You know, like They're trying to follow the demon around the scary house. It's like, you know what's coming to you. Quit. You should just get out of the house and like drive off instead of like creeping around the house with it still in there. It's like, it's like annoying, but it's still amusing. You know? And that's like, that was like one of my first thoughts, because people have tried it in the past, and you see like what, you know, Martin Luther King, you know, in Memphis, he was assassinated in Memphis for marching. Look when they marched in Montgomery, Alabama, they had dogs sicked on them. They were beaten with batons, hose sprayed at them. They had tanks drawn out on Jake, man, because they were marching in Alabama. And then later on, he was assassinated, a bullet through his body. Sudden destruction. After Martin Luther King prophesied peace and safety living in America. Are you still are you safe now? No. We're still in captivity. Still subjected to payments. I mean, it's ironic, man. You know? But, you know, with that, I hope this video was edifying, and shalom.